Who is the best outside centre in rugby? Well, this was quite a difficult list to make, and there are some really good outside centres in the world right now. Before I do get into it though, if you do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. Also, feel free to leave your thoughts down below, as well as your top 10 outside centres or just your top 3. I want to hear all of it. I appreciate all the comments. I appreciate all the support. At number 10, let's start off at number 10. I've gone for a young guy from South Africa. He's been playing outside centre for the Sharks. He has been playing on the wing as well for the Springboks, but I think his future is in the outside centre position. I'm going for Ethan Hooker. I think this is quite a good selection here. He hasn't really kind of tested himself at international level yet at outside centre, but on the wing he's shown he's honestly passed with flying colours. A phenomenal rugby player, a future star, a really good player that's got the whole package of work rate, the stuff you can't coach as well, physicality, speed. He's a really good player. He's got a composed head on his shoulders. So at number 10, Ethan Hooker. Moving on to number 9, I've gone for Emilien Gaeton. He's had a really good Six Nations with France, and to be honest, I didn't really know much about him before the Six Nations. He's a very good player, and to be honest, he has put himself firmly in the conversation for the France number 13 jersey. There's obviously a lot of competition, Nicolas Deportes, Damien Penaud right now because Deportes is injured, but Emilien Gaeton had a really good Six Nations. I'd like to see a bit more from him in the France jersey. I think, honestly, if we can see him against the All Blacks this year, against the Wallabies, they can honestly really test him because there's some really good centres from those two countries. But honestly, in the Six Nations, he passed with flying colours. A really good player. He's physical. He's got a good work rate. Beats defenders for fun. Good footwork. And I just really like this guy as a player. So number 9, Emilien Gaeton. Moving on to number 8 though, this is where it gets a bit different because I've gone for Nicolas Deportes. So 2 France centres, number 9 and number 8, they are right now battling it out for the number 13 jersey, which just shows how close it is for that number 13 jersey right now. Nicolas Deportes is obviously playing some really good rugby for Bordeaux. He oozes class as well. He's a very good player, and I just really enjoy watching this guy play rugby. Didn't have his best games after the first game in the Six Nations. I thought his best game of the Six Nations was against Ireland, where things just clicked for the whole team. I honestly do believe that Emilien Gaeton did outplay Nicolas Deportes throughout the Six Nations, but obviously Deportes was struggling with an injury. I'd like to see him come back healthy, see what he can do in the Bordeaux jersey, see what he can do in the France jersey as well. So a very good player. Right now he is number 8. Could Emilien Gaeton overtake him by the end of the year? Possibly. Or could Nicolas Deportes work his way higher up this list? Definitely as well. Moving on to number 7 as a guy, I put him at outside centre for this list. Normally he is a winger though. Leicester Fainga'a-Anuku. What a player. He's such an exciting player. He's one of my favourite players in world rugby. To be honest, I didn't really know what position to put him as. Wings, inside centre, outside centre. I just put him at outside centre because that's just where I've seen him play before. A phenomenal rugby player. He was good for Toulon. Good ever since going back to the Crusaders as well. Phenomenal for the All Blacks. I mean, the way he ran over Emmanuel Faye-Wabosa last year was just, my eyes went wide. I was like, what is going on right now? So he really has stamped his way onto the scene, and I think he's going to do just that again this year. He's definitely one to watch for the greatest rivalry tour this year against the All Blacks, Springboks versus All Blacks. He's definitely going to be one to watch. He could honestly maybe cause a little bit of damage against the Springboks. He's a very good player. He's physical, he's fast, he's got the whole package, and I really like Leicester Fainga'a-Anuku. I really think if he was to play more in whatever position he is, he could probably be top 5 by the end of the year in any position he plays in world rugby. I've seen kind of rumblings that they could use him as a hybrid role the same way South Africa used Andre Estes, and to be honest, I wouldn't be mad at that. He probably could fit into the loose forwards or the 8s quite well if they needed him there. He's physical, he's really physical. I mean, he runs over people for fun. He's fast, he's powerful, he's got a very smart head on his shoulders, and I think honestly, no matter where you play Leicester Fainga'a-Anuku, he'll be good. But as long as he plays, he has to play for the All Blacks this year in my opinion. I don't know, if you are an All Black fan, let me know down below in the comments what you think of Leicester Fainga'a-Anuku. He's a phenomenal rugby player, and I really enjoy watching him play, not even just at Super Rugby level. Every single time he wears the All Black jersey, he gives me that kind of intensity of that 2015 All Black side, which they've kind of been missing recently, to be honest, from some of their players. At number 6, I've gone for a Wallaby guy that's kind of burst onto the scene, Joseph Su'a-Ali'i. Very good player. I don't know if number 13 is his main position though, because he might be good at fullback. He's very good under the high ball. He's very athletic as well. Maybe the wing or fullback could be better for him, because I just imagine if you were to choose a strong Wallabies team, your strongest possible Wallabies team, I'd like to see Hunter Paisami at 12, Len Ikitau at 13, with the likes of Su'a-Ali'i on fullback or on the wing, because I just think that makes sense. If you have those guys with a Max Jorgensen, with a Tom Wright in the team, then you have a really good backline. But I don't know, if you are a Wallabies fan, if you are a rugby rugby fan or a fanatic in general, let me know your thoughts on Joseph Suaalii, or let me know where you think his strongest position is. But he's been really impressive ever since coming into international rugby. He does seem kind of like he's been there for a lot of years now. Maybe he was a little bit overhyped before coming in, but he honestly has settled down and been playing some really good rugby for the Wallabies as well. But I just see him good under the high ball, good in those areas where a fullback would be good, or good in those areas where a wing would be good. So I just think maybe on the outside backs is where he could honestly maybe produce more kind of goods for the Wallabies going forward. Moving on to the top 5, I've gone for a guy that's form has kind of dipped recently. He's an Ireland player. A few years ago, you could probably consider him as one of the best centres in the world, if not the best outside centre in the world. Gary Ringrose, he's been kind of slacking a bit recently with his form. Maybe I've been a bit tough on him on the player rating side of things. I've been watching him and seeing that he definitely isn't the same player he was a few seasons ago. He has good decisions, but maybe his physical ability right now isn't backing up his kind of decision making right now. I don't know if it's just me seeing this, but he has been struggling recently. I still think he's a top 5 player, especially if you think of his name and what he's done recently. But I just honestly think for Gary Ringrose, he's waiting for that game for things to just click for him, because when things do click for him and he just understands what he needs to do to get his best performances out there, if him and Stuart McCloskey can put up some big performances together, and not just Stuart McCloskey or not just Gary Ringrose in patches, then Ireland's going to have a really good backline, because they already have a very good backline. And I think Gary Ringrose in patches looks like his old self. He looks like he's back in his prime. It's just some little things that happen throughout the game that makes me realize he maybe isn't the same player anymore. But that being said, if he gets back to his best, he'll be firmly in the top 5 going forward. But if he struggles to find that form the way he is right now, he'll probably fall lower down on this list. Moving on to number 4. I've gone for a guy that has been injured recently. I've gone for Ollie Lawrence. When he did play in that one game for England, he was probably one of the better players throughout the Six Nations. In the one game he did play, he's physical, he's a good ball carrier, he's a dangerous threat with ball in hand, he's good over the ball, he's good on defense. I really like him as a player. Could he play 12? Yes. Could he be good at 12? Yes. I do think maybe their best centre combination could have him at 12 with someone else at 13, because he is that physical kind of guy that could add that go forward ball for them at 12. England don't just always have to have a playmaking 12. They've been trying that for many years now. It hasn't really been working out for them. Maybe it has because it's taken them to some finals, but they haven't really won silverware with it. Then maybe right now might be the right time for them to get to that back to that big ball carrying 12, that big ball physical carrying 12 like Ollie Lawrence, that could just do so much damage for them, get them over the advantage line, and almost work like a smart, intelligent player that can play with the ball in hand, loose forward kind of player for them. So I think Ollie Lawrence at number 4 is quite fair. Honestly, if he was healthier, he could probably be higher up on this list. But moving on to the top 3, I'm going to give you some time to guess who it could be. Let me first see who I wrote down here. Yes, number 3, I've gone for Nacho Breaks. Juan Ignacio Breaks, a phenomenal player for Italy right now. He's been playing some really good rugby for the Six Nations, for Toulon. I mean, just this past weekend, he scored an incredible individual try against Glasgow to kind of seal the deal for Toulon to get the upset victory away from home in Scotland to make it through to the semi-finals of the Champions Cup. And Juan Ignacio Breaks is playing some phenomenal rugby, and I think that centre combination for Italy is kind of the heartbeat of their backline. I mean, their forwards right now are playing some really dominant rugby. The whole forward pack is like a well-oiled machine, but especially Juan Ignacio Breaks and Tommaso Menoncello in the centres are just working like a well-oiled machine and being the real spine in that backline for Italy. I think they're making a very good impact. Juan Ignacio Breaks right now is definitely a top 3 outside centre in the world. He might even be higher than top 3. He could honestly be top 2 or just higher up there. And honestly, by the end of the year, he could probably be number 1 on this list. He's playing some really good rugby right now, playing some dominant rugby. He's physical, good ball carrier, scoring some really good tries, showing some good footwork, good with the ball as well, good at kicking out of hand. He's just showing that complete package that you need to be a world-class centre right now. So Nacho Breaks at number 3. Moving on to number 2, and I'm going for a Springbok player, a guy that's been such a good servant to the Springboks. A few years before the 2023 World Cup even, he wasn't even considered the number 1 choice at 13 for the Springboks, Jesse Kriel. He's been given his opportunity in the last few years. He's absolutely taken it. He's become such a key leader for the Springboks. He's captained them before. He is a very key leader in the team, and he is part of the spine for the Springbok backline, making up a really good centre combination with Damien Dealindi. Jesse Kriel's been phenomenal the last few years. I mean, the things he's been doing, the way he's been improving. I know a lot of players go to Japan and they kind of fall off, but some of the South African players have been going to Japan and just getting so much better, and I feel like Jesse Kriel is one of those players. He's always had the physical ability, he's always had that kind of mental ability, that work rate, that defensive ability, but his attacking ability, his distributing ability, the timing of his passes, the timing of his try-assist passes on the outside to his wings have become so much better over the last few years, ever since going to Japan, ever since Tony Brown came in as well. So he's been really good over the last few years, and I think Jesse Kriel right now is a top 2 centre in the world. I wanted to put him at number 1, but I think the number 1 guy has been pretty clear over the last few years. But I think Jesse Creel, when it comes to how important he is compared to all these players, I think Jesse Creel and Nacho Breaks are probably the 2 most important players in their teams from this list. So if it was most important players, I think it would be probably Nacho Breaks number 1, Jesse Creel number 2 for how important they are for their teams. Moving on to number 1, I'm going for an ex-Stormers player. So he did play in South Africa, went overseas to the Harlequins, now plays for Glasgow, plays for Scotland, plays for the British and Irish Lions. Hugh Jones, a phenomenal player, one of my favourite players of all time. Had an okay Six Nations for his standards. Some games he was absolutely exceptional, some games he was a bit average, but that's just what you get at international level. You're not going to get the kind of best performances every time. One thing he does control is what he does off the ball. He's always, if he can't kind of impact the game with ball in hand like he did against England, he still impacts the game in other ways with smart decision making, a high work rate, and good defense. I think right now Hugh Jones is the best outside centre in the world. I think he's shown that over the last few years. Him and Sione Tuipulotu have worked really well to become one of the best centre combinations in world rugby. I think honestly without them, the Scotland team probably could be looking a lot different right now in the backline. That being said, Stafford McDowell is putting a lot of pressure on Hugh Jones in the Glasgow team, but I know Hugh Jones is leaving next year. I think he's going to Toulon. Just correct me in the comments if I am wrong there, but I think he is going to France next year. He is going somewhere else next year. He's going to be a big loss for Glasgow, but he's going to continue to play in the Scotland team, and he's going to be a really pivotal player for them going forward. They want to try and make a quarterfinal next year for the World Cup, and I think honestly, you need Hugh Jones at his best, you need Sione Tuipulotu at his best, and of course Finn Russell as well. I think those 3 guys in the backline are very important for how well Scotland does going forward. But Hugh Jones at his best is absolutely phenomenal. I mean, scoring a hat-trick against England, man of the match performance, and some of the other games he's had throughout the year, some really incredible performances, doing it at the highest level of rugby. Hugh Jones is number 1 on this list. I'll quickly go through the list one more time. Number 10, Ethan Hooker. Number 9, Emilien Gaiton. Number 8, Nicholas Deporté. Number 7, Lester Fainga Anuku. He'll definitely go higher up the list this year. Number 6, Joseph Suali'i. Number 5, Gary Ringrose. Number 4, Ollie Lawrence. Number 3, Juan Ignacio Breaks, also known as Nacho Breaks. Number 2, JC Creel. And number 1, Hugh Jones. Let me know your thoughts down below in the comments. Give me your top 10 centers. And please, if you guys do enjoy the content, please don't forget to like and subscribe to help the channel grow. I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.